Government held a successful outreach in Region 3 on Sunday, which saw hundreds in attendance. Linden, get ready. Government is heading your way and bringing its services to you. It's Monday, April 29. Let's tell you what's happening. The coalition government continues to deliver on its promise of a good life for all and recently commissioned a 5.4 megawatt power plant in Guyana, elevating the standard of living of residents in Essequibo who were neglected for years under the previous administration.
InfoHub is here on the Essequibo coast to speak with residents that would have been plagued by constant power outages. On Saturday, a 5.4 megawatt power station was commissioned in Regina to boost the electricity grid of Essequibo.
All these appliances and stuff, people think it's damaging and things, so, I think it'll be a great help, man.
In the past, we were getting frequent blackout. People getting their fridge damaged, the chicken damaged because they got them in the fridge. Right now, the power plant will benefit the people in the community and on the whole coast.
Usually we will buy stuff, pack it up in the fridge for weeks of blackout, just a few hours, it will spoil, so people will spend less. So this is a really, really wonderful initiative and, we are so appreciative of it.
At the commissioning of the power plant, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson said it is equipped with 3 standby containerized catsets with a generation power of 5 megawatts.
You're probably better off than, well, you are better off than Demerara because you have about 100% redundancy.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamootoo delivered the feature address.
All of these things are important for Guyana, the uniform supply of electricity. All these things are coming to you from a government that has promised you to deliver.
Reported from the Regina power plant with videographer Leon Leung, Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamootoo has described the Government Comes to You outreaches as a mobile government reaching out to the grassroots to understand their issues to deliver solutions. The Prime Minister was at the time addressing the residents of Tushin at a community meeting in Region 3. Following reports of the Neighborhood Democratic Councils not delivering relevant services to the people, the Prime Minister noted that the coalition government continues to work to improve people's lives. He also assured residents that all issues raised during the community meeting would be addressed either through the Office of the Prime Minister or the relevant agencies. Also present at the community meeting was Managing Director of the Guyana Water Incorporated, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, who disclosed that a new water treatment plant will be commissioned soon in Iflat to improve the quality of water in neighboring villages. More on this story can be read on our website. Guyana's first Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, EITI's annual report has been submitted to the International Secretariat on the submission deadline of April 29, 2019.
I am pleased this afternoon to receive the report. The report having been completed in time for the deadline of the 25th of April. Yes.
It's a milestone for this country as it seeks to become a fully compliant member of the Norway-based transparency body.
For a country like Guyana, where the bedrock of our economy is the extractive industries, gold, diamonds, bauxite, forests, this is very important. And as I said in 2015, when this government came into office, we recognized that the process had started. It seemed a bit sluggish, but we recommitted and energized it, and have been working assiduously since. And we chose to have a tripartite form of governance, that is, that both the industry as well as civil society would all have equity or parity or equal status on the multi-stakeholder group.
According to Minister Trotman, the report now tells the government where it stands, what needs changing and implementing.
It starts to paint a picture of where things are. And so now that we're coming into a new regime, we see where the gaps are, and so as we progress as a nation, we can fill those. And so your first report is actually meant to be a very frank and stark report on where you're not.
Guyana became an EITI candidate country in 2017. Along with my videographer Leon Liang, Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Representatives of the semi-public Brazilian multinational corporation Petrobras have met with newly reassigned Minister of State Dawn Hastings Williams at the Ministry of the Presidency. A 5-year strategic plan for the country's upcoming oil and gas industry, which offers the coalition government technical assistance, export and import services and training, was presented to the minister. Head of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino, who was present at the meeting today, said government welcomes the support of the company. Newly reassigned minister within the Ministry of the Presidency with responsibility for youth affairs, Simona Brooms is hitting the ground running and wasting little time in ensuring the active participation and engagement of the nation's youth at every level.
Minister Brooms spoke with InfoHub on the sidelines of the Government Comes to You outreach hosted on Sunday in Region 3.
I look forward today in observing and listening in a lot because within the 10 administrative region, equality is one of the things that His Excellency speaks to in terms of the youths of Guyana.
The minister emphasized that in all 10 administrative regions, the 3 pillars, equality, education and employment, will be established and promoted.
So Region 3 definitely will benefit equally like any other part of Guyana.
According to UNICEF, young people between the ages of 15 to 21 represent almost 21% of Guyana's population. Government's national youth policy, which is rooted in the country's constitution, highlights a number of objectives. Some of these include improving social, cultural and emotional skills of youths, producing a productive and enterprising youth workforce, developing quality education and market-oriented skills, encouraging leadership, participation and representation, and promoting good health, security and safety. The document will be subjected to reviews and updated as necessary every 5 years or earlier. In addition, priority areas such as empowerment, education, skills development, employment, entrepreneurship, safety, health, political participation and representation will be addressed. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Still to come, Bell West residents make their voices heard during well-attended community meeting and MOU signed for expansion of the GPHC's maternity unit. The details of these and more when we return.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan plans to move swiftly to address issues and complaints raised by residents at a Bell West community meeting.
The ministers' meeting held on April 28th following the coalition's Government Comes to You exercise at the National Track and Field Centre in Region 3, Lenora, was well attended. The community meetings, Minister Ramjatan said, are part of efforts to ascertain what is happening on the ground and get direct feedback from residents.
A number of things that float from them as to how the affairs of their lives and their communities can be improved. And every single one of those suggestions, complaint or grievance is noted by the staff of ministry officials, and we will address them.
The jointly held meeting marked the culmination of another successful ministerial outreach, the 6th in as many months, conducted by the government. Minister Ramjatan highlighted some of the government's efforts to improve the lives of Region 3's residents.
We have to repair the Bell West access bridge, and the allocations have been made for that. complete redoing of part of Bell West Phase 2 Access Road, and that will be done. And complete the remainder of the road that wasn't repaired last year. Of course, a very big political issue was paying of severance to Sugar Estate employees, and of course, at the bottom end of December, that was done.
Residents raised by issues included the need for streetlights, lands for cash crop farming, cattle rearing, gun licenses for long-standing community leaders, better drainage and irrigation for cash crop farmers, and better access roads. The next ministerial outreach is scheduled for April 30 in Linden. Minister Alicock offered some words of advice.
As a government, we would like to see this country united, and to do that, we need to all understand the value of one another's lives. And working towards a good life is hard work and understanding, respect. So I would like to just say to you that I'm very happy that I'm here with Minister Ramjatan and to hear your concerns, and I'm quite certain something is going to happen in good stead for the development of this beautiful community of yours.
Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The government regrets the interpretation given to the motion passed in the National Assembly on April 26 on the death of Abdul Qadir, a former member of Parliament. In a release today, the government asserted that it had no intention of conveying the impression that the motion was designed to honor a former MP convicted of terrorism in another jurisdiction. The release further clarified that the motion recognizes the member's service as a parliamentarian, and there is a time-honored convention of the House to observe, in a standard and solemn form, the work of former members who are now deceased. The observance of this tradition has never been selective and has included, over the decades, persons of all political parties and persuasions who served in the National Assembly. The government has reminded that it continues to condemn terrorism in the strongest possible way and reaffirms its commitment to continue to intensify its fight against the act in any form. The full statement can be found on our website and social media platforms. The Georgetown Public Hospital's maternity unit will undergo a $50 million expansion. This follows the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Public Health Ministry and the Canadian Banknote Company through the Guyana Lottery Company.
Minister of Public Health Valda Lawrence said this intervention is critical to safeguard and ensure quality maternity care at the country's premier health institution.
The MCH's objective is to provide the highest possible standard of culturally appropriate maternal care delivered in an atmosphere of trust and respect of human dignity. And the expansion of the maternity wing provides us with just the opportunity to do so.
General Manager of the Guyana Lottery Company, Tracy Lewis, said the Canadian Banknote Company has committed to the general maintenance of the unit upon its completion. The expansion project caters for isolation areas for maternity cases with specialized needs and additional beds. The timeliness of this project complements budgetary allocations for continued renovations to the hospital's maternity unit. Chief Executive Officer GPHC, Brigadier Retired George Lewis.
Because of the high amount of admissions and deliveries, we are constantly challenged to find inpatient beds. Oftentimes, particularly between the period September to February, when there are more deliveries than often, we're challenged. Consequently, the Board of Directors and Administration of the hospital decided to address this issue. It started way back in 2016 when this new wing was built, and in 2018, last year, we did some internal renovations.
The signing of the MOU showcases government's continued efforts to improve working conditions in the public health sector while ensuring optimal maternal health care is available to women. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The Government Comes to You outreach will be taken to Linden, Region 10 tomorrow, April 30 at the Wismar Market Square. Government is urging all citizens to come out and have their concerns addressed by ministers and representatives from over 20 government agencies and ministries. The event begins at 10 hours and will run until 17 hours, after which ministers will fan out to various communities for meetings with residents. InfoHub will be there to provide full coverage of the outreach, which will be aired on NCN later in the evening. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.